Welcome to the show, guys. Today, my guest is Adrian Newman. Adrian is a president in two different companies. He's a president at Numero Uno Web Solutions, and he also president of Lombardi Publishing. Welcome to the call, Adrian. Thank you so much for time today.
Thank you, Gurmeet. Glad to be here.
Good stuff. So, if you walk us through these two companies of yours, what do you do in both of those companies, and what problem you solve for people?
Okay, well, Lombardi Publishing is a direct-to-consumer financial publishing company. We publish newsletters to the majority of our customers are actually in the United States.
Yeah.
So our newsletters are for stock market investors, consumers who are looking to get more money for their retirement or to make some good profits on tech stocks or on the new thing right now is on pot stocks or the electric vehicle craze that's going on, even a little bit of crypto. So what we do is we sell subscriptions to our various newsletters to Americans using direct mail advertising and email marketing. Numero Uno Web Solutions is our B2B company. We are a digital marketing firm that specializes in SEO, search engine optimization, and search engine marketing for small to mid-sized businesses mostly in the greater Toronto area, but across Canada and the United States. We do website design, website development, and really what we do is we help businesses get more customers.
I see. So publishing is that a B2B or is it a B2C kind of environment? What problem do we solve? Is it you selling membership to consumer, or is it a business to business as well? So I'm trying to see which problem we solve for both of those businesses.
So as far as the Lombardi publishing model is direct to consumer.
Okay.
So we're B2C on that business. We don't have an institutional investor side of the business. We do direct to consumers, and like I said, about 95% of our customers are based in the United States.
Okay.
Numero Uno Web Solutions is the B2B company. So we've helped a wide variety of businesses, and they've sometimes been very small, like single real estate agents or mortgage brokers, up to some larger companies get more leads from their online and digital marketing strategies.
Mm-hmm. I see. So I take it the first one, Lombardi Publishing came first, and then I kind of transitioned to the second company later on. How long Lombardi's been around for a long time, looks like it?
So Lombardi's been around since 1986. I've been with the company since 1997. So Lombardi was the impetus, and really the way Numero Uno was built was we did our own online marketing to boost up Lombardi Publishing and a couple of our other companies that we had in there. We had a health publishing company at one point. We also own a supplement company. We have a call center and we have a fulfillment center. But we used the online strategies. We boosted up our own company. One of our companies got over 830% increase in web traffic in a very short amount of time. Like we're talking like about a month. It just boosted. And we decided we should be doing this for other companies in the greater Toronto area at the time, and so that's how it was. Been 9 years since Numero Uno has been around, and that's how it got started.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So how do you do you provide who you connect with other side? Is it a business leader you're working with, or you work with the marketing departments, and who do you connect other side, and how do you help them solve these problems?
So it depends on who it is, really.
Mm-hmm.
So the larger companies, ones that have a marketing person, they're usually the main go-to person. But some of our companies are very small, so we're dealing with the owner directly, which has its pros and cons. First you're dealing with somebody who's heavily invested in their business. They usually have a commitment to the business's success. They've put a lot of time and money into growing that business, so you see the passion there. And so when we try to get them more leads or more customers or more conversions on their website, it really resonates to them. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, when you deal with a company that's a little larger and they have somebody who's doing marketing, you have a greater amount of expertise and focus towards the marketing. So for example, if we're dealing with let's say a small cleaning company, like an office cleaning company, you might be dealing with the guy who's vacuuming the carpets at the office, and then he's trying to approve the content that we've written to him, or the keywords that we're suggesting him to rank for to get more leads. And while he's passionate about it, sometimes he's just too busy cleaning windows, and he's vacuuming carpets. As opposed to somebody who's got a marketing manager, where they might then come back to us and say, let's look at different strategies, maybe stuff that they learned in their other jobs, different places. So you get a lot of pro and cons with that. But the majority, I would say, of our customers, we're dealing with the primary stakeholder, somebody who has got ownership within the business, or a high-ranking executive.
So when they take your services, Adrian, what is the problem they're trying to solve? They simply just visibility on the web that they need to be visible, or is it other business problem they're trying to solve when they work with you?
No, that's our number one benefit for us, is that we help you get more conversions. Okay, so a conversion is either going to be a lead form fill, a sale, an online sale through e-commerce, maybe a phone call, maybe getting a free email address for an opt-in. It could even be a store visit or an appointment that's created. So that's really the pain point, is my business isn't growing, or I need to get more customers, and that's what we do. We help businesses get more customers through online SEO. So I want to get my brand out there, or I want to build my brand awareness. There's some that want to, they just like to see the numbers go up on the web traffic. They don't have a conversion point. For those customers, it's great. If that's what they want, that's what they get. But I'm going to say 99% of our customers, they just want to get more business.
So they're looking for growth. They just want to grow, and they need to be present on a web, and they need to be find or convert some leads into the transaction, so they can grow the business. So number one goal looks like they want to grow the business.
Absolutely, that's exactly what we do.
So
we analyze the space.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we analyze the space, and then we tailor a strategy using search engine optimization, or search engine marketing, or social. Making changes to their website, creating a more user-friendly experience for the website to help increase those conversions.
Gotcha. Where you see the biggest struggle for these people who are trying to grow a business is, is it because, you can give them a presence on a website, but if they don't have a proper sales team, they're going to lack. They're not going to convert that into, transactions. So where you see the biggest, is that one of the challenges, or do there are other challenges? Is that education is another piece that they just can't get a head around, what are you doing for them? So what kind of challenges do you see for these folks who are trying to grow their businesses?
I think the number one obstacle that I see is commitment, is a commitment level. They are committed to their customers, which is great. I've never had a customer or lead not say that they're committed to their customers. So, like I was saying before, you might have a cleaning company that would go, and they would be there 24/7 if they had to help make sure that their customers are fully satisfied. So they're committed to the biggest obstacle I have is they're not committed to their own business. So, you see, and the competition side on the digital marketing agencies for digital marketing is very high. I'm not sure. You see laundry, they can get you on the first page of Google in 30 days for $150 or something like that. And that's, you get what you pay for. And we're not that company. We're not inexpensive. We're professionals. We have this, really nice office in Concord. We have a full team of writers. We have a full team of editors, developers, designers. We do have another office working with us on the back end. So we're a professional company. We've been doing this for 9 years. We've actually been doing it longer, but as Numero for 9 years. And what I find most difficult is the inability sometimes for a business owner or business leader to commit fully to their company and to say, you know what, I need to spend on my marketing to get more business in. My viewpoint is, if nobody knows you're there, nobody knows who you are, nobody's going to buy from you. You're not going to get any customers. Word of mouth is great. Word of mouth is excellent. But you need to grow by getting the word out. So like even for my company, I'm committed to my company. We've got a 680 News radio ad going right now. We have a really big budget on our PPC that we just took it down, but we're relaunching it in the next day or two because we want to bump up the budgets to really get in some more business. So it's the big challenge is the commitment level, the ability to understand that spending a certain amount of money every month will pay off in the long run to get you the leads, the sales, the conversions, whatever you need in. You got to spend the money to make the money.
So yeah, it should be part of the business if you're running a business, and any marketing initiative, you know better than probably I do in this area that it has to be long-term commitment. If you're not willing to commit for a longer time, a year minimum, go on an ongoing basis, you're not gonna see the result. There's no quick fixes in that. I think that's what I'm hearing. That is an ongoing process, not something you do it once and then you forget about it. It's an ongoing part of your business if you want to grow the business.
You know what? It's like our top sales guy here. He always uses the gym analogy, right? You go to the gym once, and then you stop. You're not going to see any results. Or if you go to the gym every 3 months, you're not going to do every results. Even if you go like once a week, and if you're doing it wrong, if you're not getting some professional training, somebody to help you work out, or somebody show you what you can do to help build the muscles versus something maybe you're doing wrong where you could potentially hurt yourself or you're not going to get any results. If you stop going to the gym, you're going to see things slide. And trust me, I know that personally because since COVID happened, I haven't gone to a gym in like 16 months. But what I'm saying is it's exactly that commitment is to say, look, I know it's a long-term process and you've got to keep it going for as long as the business is running, even ramping it up. If something works well, I'm a classically trained as far as my career goes in direct mail advertising. And the way we look at things is if something works, we do a small test, we ramp it up because if it worked at that small level, if we can make it go even bigger, we're going to get bigger results.
Yeah, back to your gym analogy that, I think it fits very well, that somebody trying to do by themselves, in their company with a marketing department, you get some sort of result. But if they work somebody like you are trained on that, you've been doing that, you work with the diverse companies on that, many different industries, working with you is like working with a trainer in a gym. You get a totally different result when you put a trainer on a job instead of you doing it yourself. I can go work out by myself, but wait, when I hire a trainer to get a result for the business, right? You get totally different results.
Exactly. And we hope we motivate people too, because once they see the results that come in, and a lot of our customers see the results coming in, we're very proud that we have a 4.9 out of 5 star Google rating with our customers, and not just one. We have over 70 reviews right now. We're getting more and more every month. We're very proud of that because we know what we're doing. We've been doing this for years. We have proven results, and it's just like I said. Just go back to your original question. It's just getting these business owners, these business leaders, to commit to it, to understand that you can't get everything for free. You get what you pay for, and if you really want to grow a business, you need to get expert advice and people working for you to achieve those results. If you have a restaurant and you skimp on ingredients, your customers are going to know, right? So you want to make sure you get the best ingredients. You want to differentiate yourself from your competition, and you'll wind up, becoming the dominant player in your market space.
How big is the education piece in this, Adrian, in your space? There's a lot of, every industry has that. There's companies throwing some information out there, quick fixes, get a quick result. That information just puts you in a spot where you have to educate more your people, more your client that, deal with that wrong information in the market. And also you got to educate your, clients as well, the right way of going about this, visibility and how big is the education piece in your business and how do you handle that?
It's a very big part of our business, and in fact, it's probably one of the number one obstacles we always have to overcome is getting over that and educating our people, because the marketplace is saturated with a lot of a lot of people doing this. And look, while we're professional, and like, like I said, we have web developers and we have designers and writers and editors and what have you. It's not like a car mechanic where you either go to the dealership, a BMW dealership, and you're getting professionals working on your car versus going to some little crappy garage and hoping for the best and saving a few bucks. SEO is not a physical, tangible product in your hand. It's not, a website's not a physical, product in your hand. And what happens is, when we've had customers come to us before where they have a sour taste in their mouth because they went with a cheaper option before and they wound up doing worse because that person didn't know what they were doing and they maybe went cheap on the website and their website was a mess and it wasn't optimized properly and the layout was horrible and the user experience was basically garbage.
So Adrian, let's talk about COVID. What do you see the biggest impact in COVID in your space? Is a lot of information around health, which we needed that during the COVID. Did that change visibility of the businesses, or what do you see the biggest impact in your space?
So I think the biggest impact in our space was a lot of companies realizing that they had to pivot online, that they needed to increase their online presence because their traditional ways of getting business, whether, if they were a brick and mortar store, the foot traffic was gone. They weren't getting anybody coming into a retail spot, or if there was, like, for example, a health clinic that we had done work with, they were not getting people coming in anymore, booking appointments. So that was a really big challenge. So what we noticed was that a lot of companies had to pivot online. So they had to go from, the traditional marketing side of things where they were still, our clients were getting web traffic and getting, having new websites for their businesses, but the conversion was somebody coming into a physical store, or making even a phone appointment and then coming into the store. It changed a lot. So that we saw the biggest challenge was, while we did see a lot of companies struggle, a lot of our customers, or some of our customers struggle, was the openness to pivot online, to change from brick and mortar, retail outlet to an e-commerce website.
Mm-hmm. So how about the visibility on a search engines? Because, if you're not doing that before, all of a sudden COVID hit, it must be challenged. You cannot be visible right away in a search engine. So the companies who were doing a lot before that, and company just all of a sudden they realized they need to be online. Was there challenges between those two approaches? Because company, they're doing it for a long time. They're already visible. They're already doing a business. They're probably much easier to scale up than somebody just trying to start right on a COVID time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it all depended. You could start. We had new customers starting during COVID times because they were taking advantage of it. They wanted to. They knew that they could probably go into COVID and spend more money with us, or spend more money on their business because it was a level playing field. So while they might have been hurting, they knew that their competition was hurting. There was nobody that was really, had a distinct advantage, I guess, except for maybe like a Loblaws or a Sobeys, because people still needed groceries and they were essential. Mm-hmm. But what it was is that people were still looking for certain products. People were still looking for certain services, and if you took the advantage and really ramped up your marketing during COVID, while everybody else was down, you would see a major spike in your traffic. And then and hopefully now that things are starting to get back to normal, that would have kept going for you. But yeah, for a traditional brick and mortar place, like if somebody were looking for, wedding gowns, that's where you would have had a problem, right? Because people like to go into the store. But if you were looking at wedding gowns online, where virtual appointments, virtual fittings, maybe they would ship you the wedding gown and you would do a Zoom call just like this to try it on. Maybe, they would ship you 5 of them and you would try them all on and you'd have your family on there. that would be a genius and innovative way to get over that COVID. And who knows, it might have turned into something a little bit more. In fact, we do have a bridal company on board as one of our customers. So that was, that's something that innovation was what we were helping some customers with, and it probably helped a few of them survive.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. The biggest change from COVID is beside all that what we gone through is people's behavior and their expectation from the market change on the retail side.
Mhm.
Do you see, especially the behavior that the expectations that they're not going to simply buy on from store. They may go try on a store, but they can buy online. You have to combine those two model, online and store. You
Mhm.
see, where do you see this going? Do you see, it's staying in a hybrid model, or go back to that only stores, or is always going to be online and store together all the time?
No, it's obviously going to be a hybrid. In fact, it might even switch a little bit more to more online, where because of the virtual side of things, now people are used to it, right? So maybe 2 years ago, somebody would be like, you want me to, for example, shop or have an online consultation on a screen. That's crazy. Like I actually had physiotherapy. I broke my thumb a couple years ago, and I had physiotherapy through a very similar Zoom meeting, and that's sort of now being, that's sort of normal. And so I think it's not going away. I think the hybrid model, yeah, I think you're still going to have the stores, especially ones that offer in-person services. And I think also during this first opening up of everything, people are going to be so anxious to have one-on-one communication, to talk to people in real life, to meet people. It's going to spike, I hope, and I'm looking forward to it. The retail in-store purchases, but I think what's going to happen going forward is you're going to get a lot of, maybe not so much like you're going to see for sure the product side of things happen, but on the service side, I think you're going to see a lot more virtual, and people's expectations now are I'm going to make an appointment with you, and I'm not going to have to leave my house, or I'm going to make an appointment with you for a service, maybe to meet a lawyer, maybe to meet an accountant, maybe to, like I said, have a wedding dress fitted, or to buy a suit, right? People are already starting to do that. So, but now I think you're going to get the personal service, but through this kind of medium, like a Zoom medium, and they're going to ship you things, and you're going to try things on, and you're going to ask them their advice and their opinions. Does this red tie look good with this pink shirt? Does this blue jacket look good with this blue shirt? And it's all going to be online, and the shipping and the fulfillment side of businesses is going to really boom as well.
Mhm. So everybody's gonna rush. Everybody's gonna need the visibility online. It's gonna drive the competition up. Everybody's gonna need that. In a Google searches or Bing, wherever the search engine is. So
100%.
what's gonna set apart some businesses over others? How are you gonna how people gonna compete on this market, because everybody's gonna need that visibility. What are your thoughts on that? How do you compete in this market when everybody's trying to rush to have a visibility in a retail space, or in a B2B space?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to be able to get to have a strategy set up so that the competition, the marketplace. A lot of companies like to think like for themselves on the marketing side. They think like a marketer.
Mhm.
The key is to think like a customer. And that's what we like to do. That's why we do the keyword research, and we research Google Trends for our clients. We make sure that we tell them, look, this is what your customers are saying. You need to be able to listen to the customers, and then to look at what's happening in search, okay? And look what's happening on social, and look what's happening in video, and then be able to translate that to your business online. And you need to be at the top, you need to have relevant content. You need to make sure that you are, Google algorithms are changing like crazy. They're always changing.
Mhm.
So you always need to make sure that you're at the forefront, so that when you have a customer, and if that customer is looking for a product that you have, that when they type that in, you show up on the first page, right?
Mhm.
And that your message to that customer is unique enough, and you give a unique selling proposition, and you tell that customer why they should buy from you, while you are really the only choice for what they're looking for. The problem sometimes I see is that a lot of companies say, when I ask them who their ideal customer is, they say everybody or anybody. And that's never a good answer. You need to be specific with whoever you want to target. You can target a lot of specifics as opposed to one generality. So that's what I see with the future. And that's what I think a company has to really take into account. What are their customers searching online? And if their customers aren't searching online, then they need to get more customers that are searching online, because every day that goes by, more and more and more online searches are happening for products and services and commerce.
I see. So another item I saw, especially with the COVID, Amazon's doing that. A lot of other, use the Uber Eats or skip the dishes. So information around the product and services, how people are using it. So looking up information about the product and services is one thing on a search engine, but how people are using it, what are people saying about it, how people making use of it, their comments. So the user feedback or the other relevant information around the product. How important is that? Did that become more important on with the COVID, or how do you recommend your clients, how do they get that data around the product, and to rank in search engines and stuff?
It's important in any business climate. Reputation is key. Customer testimonials are imperative. You need to have solid reviews out there. You need to make sure that you've got enough 5-star reviews. Look, nobody's perfect, right? No company is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes you get, a customer who's in a bad mood. Sometimes they had a bad day or something has bothered them, and customer service is extremely important in any business. You need to make sure that, if you do have a customer complaint, you handle it quickly and you handle it properly and you handle it professionally. And you make sure you get the good testimonials. You're never going to be 100%. Right? You're not going to please all people all the time. But the key is to make sure that your online reputation is high. That when somebody Googles your company, Googles your product, Googles your store, Googles your name, that all the good stuff is at the front. And that if there's anything that's bad, if it's 1%, 2% bad stuff, that's fine. It'll all come out in the wash, right? Like, what's going to happen is you're going to see all the great stuff, and your reputation is going to go up, and people will want to do business with you.
So, do you help people you mentioned that radio as well? Radio, and what means people based on what business they have, what industry they're in, where do they draw more attention on? Is it on a search engine, or is it because they are on a radio? Or other means of that? Do you help people to build their strategy as well? That, hey, listen, where do you need to invest money on? Where are you going to get the most return on your money based on what channel you pick on?
To be frank with you, Gurmeet, we really just focus on the online, on the digital marketing. However, we do have relationships with the radio. We do our own radio advertising on some of the channels. We do have a lot of print and direct mail advertising experience as well. We don't have that much with, like, for example, displays like billboards or bus benches or anything like that. But my advice to anybody is multi-channel marketing is a great way to go. You focus on online, and online is the biggest right now. Everybody's got one of these, right? So you can search whatever you want on these, and get something. Find the nearest burger place near me, and it'll give you the burger places. But if you look for that, and then you look up, and there's a billboard with that same burger place on, and you hear the radio, and there's a burger place on, and you saw a TV commercial 2 days earlier, that's going to build up your brand recognition, or at the very least, your ability to be at the forefront of people's thoughts when they think of a product, right? So remember, whenever you're selling whenever you're in business, you're solving a problem, correct? Right? You're always solving a problem. So you want to be the solution to that problem when it comes up. And the only way to do it is to get attention. So, like I said earlier, my recommendation to anybody is get as much attention as possible to your company.
So I heard many months ago that search engine on a Google, YouTube is a lot more stronger than a Google. Is that still how it works, Adrian, or is it a Google search engine on a search engine itself is taken over? Or what are your thoughts on search engine for YouTube or versus a Google search engine?
Well, it depends on what you're offering. Video is great. I mean, so you're doing do Google on like the video ads on a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, it's still through the Google platform.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no difference with that. But it depends on what your marketplace is. Okay. For example, if you're if you're a plumber, okay,
Yeah.
you might be. People sometimes try to fix their own problems and they look at YouTube videos. How can I fix my own toilet?
Mm-hmm.
As a plumber, you might want to advertise on Google a quick 15-second video that says, we help people fix their toilets, or a 6-second video, that's to fix their toilets. Sometimes, though, videos aren't working, especially if it's mobile search. Somebody wants to search something on a mobile really quickly. Maybe they don't want to watch a video. Maybe they're not on YouTube. It is actually, I guess, technically a different medium versus one with search and one sort of on a display side of things where you've got a video and you're getting the ad. So, but once again, I would multi-channel it. If your customers have a big viewership on YouTube, if they're watching videos, then yeah, you should be on YouTube as well.
Interesting. Where you see is going, both of your companies. So where you see, the time ahead, what direction you're going in both of them, what's ahead of you for the rest of the 2021, and after that, what direction, what's the goals, where are you taking these two companies?
Mm-hmm. So Lombardi Publishing, if I just step back on that one, has been, it's been doing quite well because in this COVID time, a lot of people have a lot of questions about their investments. They're scared. Mm-hmm. They were scared, and we've seen some volatility in the markets a little bit. Nothing crazy, but it's good. It'd be interesting to see what happens as things move forward over the next year, especially in the States. Also, because, like I said, 95% of our customers are American. The election had a lot of resonance with regards to our subscribers. That company is growing quite well. We have seen some pretty good subscriber growth over the past year. So we're happy with the way things are going there. Numero Uno has seen growth over this past year, which we've never, which is unprecedented for us. So we've taken a big leap in our 9 years, and it's really because of the investments that we've put into the company and with our marketing side of things. So we've hired some new people here to help us out with sales and marketing and customer retention. We've of course invested in our radio ads. We've invested in our own pay-per-click advertising. We've done some website updates. We've really revamped our new e-letters. So we're looking at hopefully some big growth this year. Our social media, we've really taken ownership of our social media this year. So we're pushing that and we're doing some videos. Just a couple weeks ago, I recorded 8 new videos, promotional videos that are going to be put on our YouTube channel, and they're going to be put on our social media. So we're in growth mode right now. So I'm looking, right now to see some big numbers come by the end of the year.
Interesting. So the Lombardi is in the U.S. A lot of work is in the U.S., but how about this Numero Publishing, in Numero Uno? So is it, only Ontario based, or you guys go nationwide? Where your clients are they locally only in Ontario, or you guys go across the nation?
We go across the nation. We've got customers in Texas. So we like to, we don't, it's digital marketing. We don't have to be anywhere, right? It's nice to be here, and I love the fact that we can tell our customers, and the majority of our customers are in the Greater Toronto, Hamilton area, but we could do it anywhere. But I do like when it comes down to it. Hopefully, sooner than later, we can start meeting with our clients again. They can come in here and we can have strategy sessions. I love talking to our customers. I love hearing their stories about how they grew their business. I love hearing about their challenges. I love hearing about how great things have been going once they sign on with us and how busy they get. We really like, there's a group of us here, and we really like to help customers, like other businesses, grow. And I love it when customers call me or call our sales guy or email or put a Google review in saying how much great things we've done for them. So that's always fulfilling for us. But that's that's what I really love about this.
Interesting. One of the challenges I always see in my industry, I don't know if also transfer into your industry as well. When I run by you, finding a talent in Toronto. We are tech heavy. There's a lot of tech talent in our city. Where you see the challenges, or do you see the challenges in your space finding a tech talent, and be able to train those people to get the work you really want to get out of it? So what are your thoughts on finding the talent, especially the news I'm hearing in the media is that there's a shortage of talent for service industry as we open Ontario and economy wise. Where do you see the challenge in talent?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Gurmeet. I'm going to be I'll be blunt. I'm having a hard time. I am having a hard time finding talent. I've hired some new people here, but it's taking a lot of time and a lot of effort to find the right people. And I'm not sure why. I haven't done as much research probably as I should for finding out the reasons why it's taking so long and so many candidates get through. But I feel like I don't know if it's just the competitive marketplace. I don't know if it's if there's a lack of talent out there, but it's been a bit of a challenge for me. I'm not stopping. Don't get me wrong. I've got a couple of placements ads out right now. It's just very difficult to find some good people, and I feel like there's sometimes a disconnect too when you get somebody on board. For what they tell you that they're going to do, and then their actual skill set when they get here. So I feel like the onboarding process too is taking a lot longer as well.
Yeah, no, I experienced the same thing, and I wonder is a part of that. It could be the COVID, and definitely there's people have health challenges in COVID. People go through a lot of stuff in COVID. Other part of that is government compensating people when people sitting home. If the compensation is almost the same as they have to go out and work, do they really want to? If somebody wants to sacrifice leaving a house and go out and work, because it's been long, it's a year and a half. People do get comfortable in the work environment. So getting out of the comfort zone, is that another part of it? So I'm just saying that sometimes I would wonder that is it because of the government programs that people still don't want to get off those programs and go out and work?
Yeah, I'm sure that is part of it. That there are people there that are just like, I want to do this. There's also people though who have, this was a big deal. This is something that nobody has ever lived through. Like nobody alive right now has ever gone through before, and I think it's caused a lot of people to take a step back and think about their lives and think about what they want to be doing for the rest of their life, or maybe even the next 5 years or 10 years of their life. Do they want to be commuting into an office every day? Do they want to continue with the career that they had pre-COVID? Maybe they're thinking of something else. There's a lot of casualties too. Like you have to, I always look at that too. Like, and I fully believe this, that I'm a very fortunate person with that. I'm working. I've been able to work through COVID. We've seen some good growth through this. But there are people who are in the service industry who really took a hit. People who made their living, as bartenders, as wait staff, who worked in the hotel industry or anything like that really saw their livelihoods dry up, and it makes them think about what their career paths are going to be. It's funny. I have a 14-year-old son, and I'm pushing him for his career. I said to him, I said, you should get into IT. He built this Christmas. He asked for the parts to build his own gaming PC. He built his own gaming PC. It was a passion for him. That's something that I would tell him. Look, get into that IT industry because it's something that's not going to go away. Everybody's going to need that support aspect for IT. Everybody's going to need that innovation, and they're going to need people like that. On the flip side, my daughter wants to be a chef. My 16-year-old wants to be a chef. And, I've got a little bit of, trepidation with that because you saw what happened, right? And it's not only a grueling industry to begin with, but how quickly things could change on you. So, just to get back to your point, I think there's just a lot of people out there who are reevaluating their lives and maybe aren't willing to make the quick jump when opportunities arise. So maybe they were doing marketing or web programming or writing or customer service before and, are taking a step back and saying, okay, I think I want to try something else.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully the numbers getting better in Ontario, and maybe, as we go to phase 2 or phase 3, maybe that will change people's mindset or perception a little bit, and people are more comfortable getting out and trying to get their jobs back and work. I think that will change a little bit of people's. It's a social comfort level as well, right? Government can open everything, but unless people are comfortable going out, people just really not going to go out.
Yeah, I also though believe that as somebody who has a career, you should always be moving. You should always be going forward. And if you stop too long to take a break, you will get stuck in a rut. And I feel like if you break and say, you know what, I'm just not ready to go out in the marketplace yet. I'm not ready to get a job. I'm not ready to do this, or I want to do this instead. Or you will potentially start to miss out on things. And that's what I tell our customers too. Customers who have waited a year to come on board with us, I always say to them, I say, it's great that you're on board with us. I go, but what took you so long? Because your competitors are now ahead of you, right? Because they had a year, they kept going, you stopped, and they just you were here and they went here. And it's like the workplace too.
Yeah.
You don't keep going, positions are going to get filled, and that opportunity that was there maybe 6 months ago that you said, you know what, I haven't decided yet, I don't know what I want to do with my life, could be gone. Yeah. And there's so many ways that you can always better yourself by training, going to school, taking courses, reading books. There's so many different things you can do while working at the same time. It's just making the time to do it.
Yeah, very interesting. And definitely, I learned a lot over conversation, Adrian, and I'll recommend any business leader who's listening to our podcast and and they're looking to have an issue in a visibility, or they just want to have a conversation, reach out to you, have a chat with you, and definitely, you're going to share perspective that they probably, are going to use in their business, either make a change in their business or work with you, whatever the outcome is. But I would recommend that they pick up phone and just have a chat with you and get different perspective from you.
Well, thanks. Yep.
Very interesting.
I love helping people. Like really, we love doing that. I love sitting down with other like people, business owners, business leaders, managers, marketing people, and just and throwing around ideas. And sometimes one little idea turns into a huge business. And
it's a service mindset, right? You knowing that you made a difference in somebody's business, and somebody says that, look, you helped me make, you made a difference in my business. It's no bigger reward than that in a service mindset, right? So you help somebody achieve their goals, whatever the goals they're trying to achieve. Absolutely. Interesting. Where can people find you, and how can they connect with you if they want to have a chat with you?
Well, you can go to numerounoweb.com.
Yeah.
That's the best way to find us. They go there. We have all of our service offerings there. We have a blog. We have a contact page. There's a chat, which it's either me or Marco. They can chat with us. That's one way of getting me. You can also feel free to call me at any time. I always get our number mixed up. I never usually give my phone number anymore.
I'll list your website below the video as well. Also, I'll take your number from your if you want to mention that, sure, go for it. Go ahead, and I can include that in the video as well.
Yeah, Lombardi Publishing. I'm at 1-866-744-3579, and I'm at extension 232.
Yeah.
You can always give me a call there, or you can email me at a.newman@numerounoweb.com. I have LinkedIn. I'm always on LinkedIn too. You can find me on Facebook. You find me, I'm here. I'm always in this office. I feel like this is my second home.
If somebody
So-
can find you, so somebody need to find you. I think it gotta be much easier, to finding you gotta be the treat. No matter where you go, they can find you.
They can find me. Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you so much for your time, Adrian.
Thank you, Gurmeet.
Have a
Take
good
care.
one. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.